Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and so I thought what we could do today is play with some fabric again. And I know we've done this, but I just thought it would be fun to, play with again and maybe make some different things. So I have my little Bobsy Twins book. That is a good book for, pulling papers out of. At least you don't have to worry about bad words. So I have these pieces of manila file folder that were like, offcuts or whatever. So I just cut and folded this one into a pocket and then made, a rounded edge tag. And I did the same thing with this one. And they're different, a little bit different size, but it really doesn't matter. You're just looking kind of for that library pocket shape or size or whatever you want to call it. So we're just going to take some fabrics and put them on here, and I will stitch them afterwards. So I'm not going to worry about the stitching at the moment. I'm just going to worry about getting some fabric on them. Yeah, so we're going to do that again, where you just kind of tear pieces and put them on. This one was stitched before. These are all pieces that I got from Robin, and so some of them have been stitched like for quilting or whatever, and but they work great for doing this kind of thing. And you can use whatever scraps you have. If you're not doing Christmas or you're not into Christmas or whatever, you can do this with any fabric that you might have. So I gotta throw my strings in there so I don't have to pick them all up later. So yeah, hope you guys are having a good day. I should show you what I did, and thought I was gonna get ahead on videos this week, and no such luck, because I thought my audio was running on my camera when I filmed a whole video, and it wasn't, so it's a silent video. So anyway, I'll just show you really quick what I did, because I'm not going to be putting that video up because it has no sound. But I took book pages out of my Twin Peaks books from the dollar store. Let me just grab one. It's these that I got at the dollar store. And so there were just these, the trees and the fog and all that, so I just thought that looked kind of wintry. So I just took some white paint and went around the edges and whisked some paint on there. And then I added the Santa and some decorative paper and one of my little clusters here, and I'm going to cover the spine with something. But this is the Christmas journal that's going to be in here. Oh, and on the inside I did music paper and one of our pockets that we made together, and back here, isn't sewn in yet, but this is one of the fabric pockets that we did, and then this was another fabric tag there. So yeah, I just really liked the way those looked in a journal, so I decided I wanted to do some more fabric things. So anyways, so we're just gonna take, you know what we need to do first is put some ink on those edges. Just so that if you see the edge at all, it's not quite so, well, this isn't really white, but it's just that newer look to it. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well and healthy and safe and all those good things. Stuck inside or not, I don't know. Seems like just such different rules everywhere. So anyways, we're going to put this glue on, and like I said, I am going to stitch these two, so I'm not super worried if every little section has glue. And I am sticking up over the top because I'll probably trim that. I just want to make sure that I have it covered, basically. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat again, like usual. I don't think I like that particular one with this. Let's see, what else do we have? I have fabric everywhere right now. It's kind of crazy. This one would work. Just some swirls and things. And it doesn't matter what size or shape your scraps are, because you can just piece it together however it works, you know. The biggest thing is getting the edges kind of roughed up so that they don't look so square cut. We'll have it like that. Okay, and then maybe some green with some sparkles. It's got gold sparkles. It's kind of wrinkly, but I think once it's on here, it'll be alright. I'm kind of wondering if this one's going to fray very well, though. It's kind of a stiff sort of a fabric. I'm not sure. I mean, it definitely frays, but it's like it doesn't want to pull very easily because it's a little bit stiff, like I said. So so my husband and I last night, and our daughter came in after she got done at work, and we were watching the Queen's Gambit, and it's about that girl that could play chess just amazingly, but it's kind of crazy, but I highly recommend it. It's a very good show. We just started it, and I think we watched like 4 episodes of it or something. So that one is worth watching. I wasn't sure when we watched the reviews for it that I would like it, but it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be, which is always nice. And I've done stuff like this before, so you don't have to go all the way down because, you know, you've got that edge that you're not going to see. I mean, you can if you want to, but it's not necessary. I want this to fray a little bit. Okay. And those stick out a little bit, but I'm going to cover this with fabric too, so it'll end up kind of hanging over the edge a little probably, so that's no big deal. Let's do a piece of this one. This could be for really anything, not just Christmas, but it goes well with the golds and all. And then these kind of threads you can use on stuff like this when you are putting all the different things on there. You can make like just a little, you know, bit of those together, and when it stitches, it'll stitch them down. So yeah, that one needs a little more fray. Just doesn't want to. It's another tough one. So yeah, I can't believe well, I mean, I can believe just about anything when it comes to me and technology, but film that whole video doing the inside and out of that journal cover. And then I just totally didn't have any sound going. So that was not a good move on my part. I thought about just like doing a voiceover thing, but I can hardly ever think of anything to talk about as it is, much less when I'm just standing there watching that and trying to tell you what's going on. So I decided I would not do that. I think we'll go. So yeah, these are fun to make. I've made these before, but you know, I just forget about stuff and I don't do them like for every journal. But I loved the fabric on those other pieces, so I thought it would be fun to do a fabric one with all the happy Christmas fabrics. Do it that way because that side seems to be fraying a little bit better. There we go. That got it to fray more. Then some red. These just turn out fun with, I've done them for like shabby chic journals before. Do I want to go all the way across? I kind of think I want to go all the way across. I know that other piece of fabric is there, but this one frays really well. You just never know. I could probably, a little bit just doesn't, it's the edge, so it's all fixed, you know. And it doesn't want to fray. I don't know, it's just not gonna. I'm gonna put just a little glue down here. And then I thought it would be fun to take, I cut out some, like I've cut out that snowman before, you guys have seen that, but I did a Santa too, and I thought it would be fun to have him on there. He just needs to be tacked down. He works really good with those colors. That was just luck. And then you could, which I may do, I didn't think of that till just now, but have a piece of stamped fabric as well that, you know, says Christmas or something like that. Oh, there we go. Just needed to fray. And then this will get stitched. So there's that, and we'll do another one. Or maybe we could do the card for this one. This piece can be used still. Those can be used in these little clusters I do. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I'm going to go around these corners because I do want that rounded corner still. I like that. So I'm just going to kind of follow it, and I'm not worried if it's not perfect. Because we can still fray it up a little bit. Okay. That's that. Kind of like this side of this Arteza mat is a little more textury than the other side, so it seems to be grabbing, like when I wipe it down every day, it grabs a little bit of the fuzz from the wet wipe cloth and has kind of kept it. So there's like little fuzz everywhere. I'll have to go take it and run it under some water. Get it good and cleaned off. Let's pull this way a little bit more. What else would work with that? I think I'm going to stick in that red and the green, or kind of that burgundy and green. Another piece of this. So yeah, we don't have a whole lot going on around here again. Seems to be the story of our lives nowadays. No COVID, so that's good. That is always a good thing. So I want to use kind of think I am going to use like a wide piece. You can still see the stitched holes in that. So I'm going to go, yeah, I'm going to trim this just a little bit. Maybe. It's going to have to be cut. You can never really tear off those little tiny bits, it seems. They always end up being tough. I might turn it around. I'll have that fold down here so that it gets glued down. The glue really helps hold it so that it if it needs to be ironed, that's a good trick. Doesn't need it now. What's this? That there or there? I gotta go across the bottom. Got a nice, beautiful sunny day here. It's a nice blue sky, and I always think it's crazy when I hear about Gail's weather and all the snow, because I'm really not that far from her. I mean, we're far, but not that far. And her weather is always so different. I mean, she's in the mountains. That makes a difference, of course, but it's funny. And this will, you know, it's kind of a mess right now, but they do look better once they're stitched. I don't know what to put on this side there. Didn't think that through very well. I could use a piece of this kind of snowy tree sort of fabric. Take off this edge because it's just all got holes. It's pretty similar to that though. Could just use a smaller piece. Hoping we have a mild winter, but I have a feeling it's not going to be. I think it's going to be one of the yucky ones. Which isn't great with probably things like flu and COVID and all that going around. Okay, I'm just going to trim these around. And I know I'm losing my fraying. And then probably what I will do, because I'm going to stitch these, is I will cover them after I stitch them, you know, cover the back after I stitch it, just so you will be able to write a little bit on there, but this is sort of the gist. So you'll have the fabric covered tag, and then you'll be able to write on the back still. So that's that. Okay, and one of these. I'm not sure what I want to use. I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if this would be kind of cute on here. It's kind of really red though. Yeah, I don't know about that. I might just leave it the way it is. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do in here? This holly green. Started with holly on both of them, huh? And you could bring the fabric down lower if you want to, but it's really not necessary because you're not going to see it. Go across this time instead. Maybe I'll do that. That edge needs to fray a little more. I won't leave this much, so I think I'll just make it a little smaller, more like a square. And then I'll stitch these so we can see what they're going to look like. Be a good way to do it. See if I have something different, just so they're not both the same. I have those polka dots. This one would be kind of cute. I was thinking about using this snowman. Some snowflake. This one's really wrinkly and fraying really crazily. Crazy, crazy. Okay, do I want it this long? Yeah, I think I'm fine with the length. I just want to take a little bit more off of it, I think. Yeah, that's good. Alright, what else would work with that? Got this one with the red and the green and gold, even though those are silver. Let's see if I got anything else. This bag is such a mess now because I've been digging through it and digging through it. see what else we got. All kinds of flannel down here. I think I'll just use that one. So just kind of need not much blue like what we got in our snowman, but that might help it show up a little bit, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I really won't see any of that. Or we could use the smaller snowman, but he sort of will just go away. Maybe we'll use him down here instead. Okay, let me get this one glued on. Okay. And then what? Be good to have a little bit of blue in there, but I don't think I'm going to find anything that goes. Wow, that's really blue. Could take a little bit of that. That would probably do. I wonder what these were going to be, because they're stitched on the edge. Some of you, if you sew, you might have a better idea than I do, because I don't know. I'll take this. I'm not going to use this whole piece, but it's like how to make all different types and styles of fabric go together, right? It's a little bit tricky. Oh, I cut that too short. That was good. I'll come down to the bottom part. Put that there. Put a strip of this. Oh, I have that strip. Honestly. It's going to cover up that. I could go like this though. Just put it down a little bit lower. And I'll cut this edge off. That will work. I can use a piece of this green. Sorry, that's my clock. Guess there's worse crazy noises going on. My kids are both doing homework, so it's pretty quiet around here. It's going to be a crazy week, so I probably am not going to have a video every day. We've just got multiple things going on. Yeah, I just don't think that guy's going to work on one of these today. He might not either. I guess it could go on the tag part, since there's already snowmen on here. Sorry, just wanted to see if I could find, my paper's falling. Some more blue. I'm not crazy about this, but maybe we'll use more this side. It's just very different with the way the pine boughs are on there. Okay. Let's see. Just checking my... What I should do is go through that whole thing and figure out like which fabrics would go together. That would be the smart way to do it. But that requires planning ahead, so we all know how that works. Not at all. This is interesting. Just come all the way. Oh, then it's going to hang off still, huh? That might work once I cut it off. Just cut this side. Cute stockings on that. It's so sparkly. Okay, and then maybe a piece of the holly one again, if I can find it. And then I will go stitch these and come back so that you guys can see what they, you know, look like after they're all stitched. It's to be narrower than that. Just made tons more scraps, right? Just smaller ones instead of big ones. But that's kind of the way it is. Every time you cut either a piece of paper or fabric, you get another scrap. Come up here a little bit like that. And then I'm going to just cut around these. Hopefully it'll end up looking cute. Yeah, I know it's a bummer to cut that off, but I want to get it evened out a little bit so I can figure out what is happening here. Yeah, I like that better on there than on the back part. Plus you'll be able to see them above the pocket. And this glue sticks well for, you know, just for that, but I don't think it would stay on there forever, but since I'm stitching it, it's all fine. So I will clean this up and I will come right back and show you what they look like when they're... Okay, so I'm back. I stitched around the pockets and stitched them closed. They don't open anymore, but you can see there's stitching all around, and you can see on the back how it is. And I just went with zigzag stitch all over instead of trying to you know, change stitches in that. And so on this one I've taken a piece of manila file folder and put it over the back, and then I probably will go ahead and sew a tab up there. I didn't do that yet, but I think that I will. Like, I might use some of the ticking or something, I don't know. I'll find a piece of fabric or something to put up there just so there is something on the top of those. Not that they have to have it, but I just like it better. So see, you can see here all the stitching. So I'm going to take a piece of file folder that was left over and just glue it down. And my stitching is nowhere near perfect. So, and I know I've heard a lot of people say I can't straight stitch. I can't either. So I totally understand. I never sewed anything before sewing paper. Well, I did attempt to sew with my sister because she can sew, but I'm just not good at it. But yeah, so it is not perfect, especially my little Santa. Stitching around that wasn't easy. I suppose you could do it better, probably by hand might be a better choice, or if you're very good at stitching, then you would probably do a much better job than I, but they're still fun and they're all handmade, so that's really what it comes down to, I think. I do try to make them look good. Now this isn't going to be perfect. There's still a little bit of lumpy bumpiness to this, but at least by covering up the stitching, you know, it's not quite so much lumpy bumpies. And he kind of peeks over the top, so I think they turned out pretty cute. So yeah, just another little something to do with fabric scraps, and I think it really adds something to journals. Now, would I want to do a whole journal, like all of that? No. But like to have a few pieces like that is really kind of fun and just adds quite a bit to a journal, I think. So I hope you guys like that, and we will chat again soon. Have a great evening. Bye-bye now.